You look at an organization, but you always start at the checkbook. I was kind of new at this, so I actually walked out of the office and was about halfway across the parking lot when I said to myself, no, I'm not going to the budget director to ask them for a copy of this agency's budget. I turned back around, I stopped by my vehicle, I got out a piece of paper. I was still a newbie on sunshine laws at that time, but I got out a simple sheet of paper, which is still at my house. I've kept a copy of it since 2003, and it says, "This is who I am, and I'm requesting a copy of your budget." And I had the secretary sign and date it for me. And the secretary looked at me and said, "Well, what do you want me to do with this?" And I said, "Well, I really don't care what you do with it, but you might want to give it to Cindy Anderson, who is the executive director of TEAM. I've made my official request. Thank you." That triggered a series of events of, we don't have it, or they gave me limited information. Of $700,000 and the paperwork only had 5 categories on it, no detail. If you stop the first time somebody says no, you'll never learn anything. And I informed him that there was a problem within the state attorney's office of the 1st District of State of Florida, that they didn't recognize sunshine issues that were occurring right under their nose. And I thanked the governor and asked him if he wouldn't mind getting involved with it a little bit. And the governor's office directly got involved in this. What we got down to was the state of Florida recognized, the state attorney's office finally recognized that TEAM Santa Rosa had to follow open records and open government. We got 6 months worth of emails from 5 different commissioners and from Cindy Anderson. And we started reading through that, and you asked a question earlier, did we realize how bad it might be? We had a clearer understanding of how bad it could be after reading through those emails. We were going through 200,000 emails. Here's an email where Cindy Anderson tells her staff members, if he, which was me, if he comes by here and he acts nice, give him what he asked for. But if he's the least bit uppity, tell him he's got to wait till I get back. Since I know he reads our emails, I want him to know that he is a spineless jackass.
I will go a little further. I stood up before the county commissioners and I assured them he wasn't spineless, but I couldn't comment on the rest.
The one thing that I've learned in all of this is when you're receiving the most flack, you're over the target. And we've been called un-American and boo bears and troublemakers, naysayers.
You have to take in context, what are we asking for? I'm asking that we have a company that's directing millions of dollars and getting $700,000 at the time of taxpayers' money that we don't have a contract with. We have no checks and balances. We have no way of determining whether they're doing a good job or not. We have no public representation at the time on the board whatsoever at all. It's all private industry directing that money.
And their meetings were behind closed doors.
They were behind closed doors. They weren't, wouldn't give us records. You name all these different things, and we're up there going, "Hey guys, this isn't right." And then we're the ones in the media being yelled at, labeled as naysayers and north of the Yellow River cranks. And obviously, once the news people start reporting on this stuff, it energizes the people. Once the people get energized, then they'll take care of business, and they did that at the polls. I look at people like myself, that have taken a vested interest in where our government's going, the newspapers, things like that, as being those watchmen. And when you see things that are wrong, or at least appear to need to be looked at more, I think we have a responsibility to raise our voice.